Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys at Magic. This is Hunter, Steven, David, and Shane. Say what up, boys.
Yo.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hi, nerds.
We are back. This time we are doing the Monogreen legendary creatures from Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth as potential commanders. We've done a lot already so far. This is the final monocolored video we're doing until the multicolored. So let's go ahead and start it off with Celeborn the Wise. It is 3 and a green for a 3/3 legendary creature elf noble. It says whenever you attack with 1 or more elves, scry 1. Whenever you scry, Celeborn the Wise gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each card looked at while scrying this way. Shane, we got elves. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I know they're trying to push this whole scrying elves thing, but I don't really like this one too much.
You know, I think I'm going to go back to one of our last videos where David was talking about good support cards. I think this is a pretty good support card. I don't really see this at the helm of the deck. I'd rather do anything else with a mono green elf, and there are tons that are better than this.
True.
Yeah.
Elves don't generally care about scrying. So I feel like he's kind of in a weird spot there. And then also, generally speaking, I mean, if you scry and you're like, oh my goodness, that's the card I really wanted. Guess what? You're just going to keep looking at that one card. This is 4 mana for a 4/4, guys.
It's true.
Yeah, because you attack with 1 or more, you're still only scrying just 1. So,
Yep.
Not that great for old Celeborn the Wise. I think we're on board with bad card bad, so let's move on to the grades. Shane, what are you giving it?
I don't think this is a commander. I'm going to give it an F.
Gasp. I agree.
Yeah, I'm actually going to agree here just because, I mean, I hate starting off the video this negatively, but as a commander, this doesn't really hit the spot at all. So F.
I still think it does something. Not a lot of something, but it still does something. It's going to get a D. The average grade for Celeborn the Wise is an F. Next up, Elanor Gardner. It is 3 and a green for a 2/4 legendary creature halfling scout. It says when Elanor Gardner enters the battlefield, create a food token. At the beginning of your end step, if you sacrificed a food this turn, you may search your library for a basic land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. David, food.
Woo!
Woo!
It's
I love
Sam's
food.
daughter.
You're doing a really good job of hyping this card up. Keep going.
Hey, it's good
She makes
ramp.
food.
I
That's
think
cool
we already
ramp,
hit that
right?
point.
She makes potatoes.
Mix them, mesh them, put them on the field.
I mean, the ramp
go ahead.
aspect, I guess, is cool, but on her own, she ramps once. And green is already really good at doing that. I do like how they're venturing in with like food matters in green, so I think that's cool. I don't think she's very good right now, but this is a commander that could potentially be good later on if we get more food matters kinds of cards.
Yeah, this being in mono green and just saying that you can go ahead and search your library for a basic, that's literally all it does, is not good.
Yeah, green does that.
No, this card's awful. As a commander.
As a commander. As a support card, if you throw this into something, it's pretty good. I don't know why they made this a rare card. I feel like this is an uncommon. But
Because the lore, dude. Yeah.
I guess because she's Samwise's daughter.
There's quite a bit of food in the draft environment.
Let's move on to the grades, David.
I'm going to give her a D. She's just not doing quite enough for me.
I'm going to give her a D as well.
I'm also going to give Elanor a D.
I mean, I hate to be the guy, but I'm actually going to give Elanor an F.
Ooh.
You are the guy. Elanor Gardner, Samwise's daughter, is going to get the average grade of a B. Next up, Fangorn Tree Shepherd. 4, 3 green for a 4/10 legendary creature Treefolk. It says Treefolk you control have vigilance. And whenever 1 or more Treefolk you control attack, add twice that much green. You don't lose unspent green mana as steps and phases end.
Fangorn.
No.
Don't like
So,
it?
I've got 3 things about this card, actually. Number 1, look at his foot in the picture. I feel like he, being a tree person, should probably have more of like a tree kind of foot. So maybe like a big branch or maybe some roots or something. That is way too like
Buddy,
Footy.
I don't know. Yeah, it's too footy. It's weird. It's even got toenails.
a dinosaur.
Yeah, it looks more like a dinosaur. So that being my first gripe. My second gripe there is that has more mana pips than I know how to count. I think it's 7.
Or Dave.
It's mono green though. You can get there easy.
I mean, 7 mana is still a lot, dude. And then the last thing here being is that Treefolk Tribal, as cute as that is, most Treefolk have really low power and gigantic toughness. So are you really going to be swinging in with most of your Treefolk?
Sure.
No.
Pump the team, dude. You know what I mean?
This
Fun
kind
fact,
of
number crunch. There are 75 mono green tree folk.
that's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot more than I thought you were going to say.
Fangorn.
This is kind of reminiscent of that Omnat that doesn't care about wasting mana, right?
Locust of Mana.
Yeah, but this is only in mono green at that point, but that's the only thing I can think of. You have to stick around with your mana, I guess.
Yeah, but if you have
Never
enough mana to
lose.
cast this, you don't need more mana.
Well, no, but you're going to be casting bigger things, hopefully, right? Like, I can imagine this only being the only tree folk in your deck.
No, but this is a bigger thing. That 7 mana is a lot. You've got to ramp into this thing. Like you're using resources to get this into play. It's not like this is the generator for those.
No. At least that's what I'm
You
saying.
can also cast like X spells at that point. You just get a ton of mana to throw into X spells. That'd be great.
I'm not arguing against that. I'm just saying you got to have a ton of mana to have a ton of mana with this.
That's true.
I mean, hey, you don't even need the tree folk at that point. You're just making a ton of green mana that just
That's what I was
never goes
saying.
away.
That's what I was saying.
Let's move on to the grades. Fanghorn Tree Shepherd. I'm actually high on this card. I'm giving it a B.
Give it a
Yeah,
grade.
I'm not high on this card as much as you are. I think I'm going to give Fangorn a C.
I'm gonna give it a C. I guess it does something, but it costs $1 million.
I like the idea of having a lot of mana. Stick around, Hunter. I'm with you. I'm giving it a B. Whoa!
Whoa! Fanghorn Tree Shepherd gets the average grade of a B.
I hated that.
Next up, Galadriel Gift Giver. It is 3 and 2 green for a 4/4 legendary creature elf noble. It says when it enters the battlefield or attacks, choose one. You can put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature, or you can create a food, or you can create a treasure. Shane, you did throw this into your upgrade for the elf deck. What do you think of this as a commander itself?
I did those as in the elf deck, man. But I think this is just going to be sticking as a support. I don't really want this at the helm of my elf deck, I don't think. I get that it does a lot of stuff for you. Get you some food. Maybe get you some more mana. Maybe buffs up one more other creature. But I think there's other things you could be doing. And then throw this in that deck.
Yeah, I mean, it's still cool. It gives you the flexibility to get what you need. I mean, granted, you do have to attack with it first, or it just needs to be entering.
Mhm.
But the flexibility is cool.
You know, the flexibility here on this card is cool, but at the same time, I look at it and I'm just kind of a little confused. So it makes your things bigger, which green is already known for having really big creatures. It makes food tokens, which I guess they're really trying to push this like food tokens mattering thing, which I guess is cool. We'll see how that develops. And then it makes treasure tokens, which is also just more mana ramp and acceleration, which green is already really good at. I don't know if any of the things that this does is actually good. It feels like your deck is probably going to be doing all of these things already.
You make a good point. I feel like treasure production is normally not green, though.
Yeah, I'll take it.
It's odd. But I guess on flavor.
For the mono green token matters players out there, like this makes treasures and foods.
Hey, everyone cares about tokens. Mana.
What do you think, Steven?
I'm going to go ahead and give it the famous meh.
Pretty famous.
So famous.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
6,200 of you current subscribers.
Meh.
Meh. All right, well, let's move on to the grades, Steven. What are you giving that meh card?
Well, everyone knows a meh is a C.
I am on board with you. Galadriel Gift Giver is going to get a C from me as well.
She's a C.
Same C's, it's a C.
Well, the average for Galadriel is going to be a C. Next up, Glorfindel, Dauntless Rescuer. It is 2 and a green for a 3/2 legendary creature elf noble. It says whenever you scry, choose one, and Glorfindel Dauntless Rescuer gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Glorfindel must be blocked this turn if Fable, or Glorfindel can't be blocked by more than one creature each combat this turn.
I mean, this is reminiscent of the first card we talked about.
I don't think this card does anything. If you're not scrying, it's not doing anything. And you're probably not doing that consistently. If you
you're
like 3
not
mana
scrying-
3/2s.
What?
We both stopped.
I mean,
If you're not
If-
scrying, you're probably dying. Get it? Because it rhymes.
he gets it.
Yeah.
David, can you finish your thought?
That was my thought.
Okay.
I don't think it's good.
No, I don't think this is good at all. It really doesn't do much. Like a 3/2. I mean, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn, so it's a 4/3. That's telling your opponent you have to block it. Not that crazy.
It just sucks, dude. You have to, like, it cares about scrying, but it doesn't scry itself. So now, obviously, you're building around, right? But I don't know. It just kind of sucks that it cares about something that you can't just do reliably.
Yeah.
Also,
Not a
I
fan.
love that the second mode here is like the creature can still be blocked. It just gives it menace.
Yeah. You can block it, but it's gotta be 2. Let's move on to the grades. Dave, what are you giving it?
F.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna join you. This is my first F here.
It's an F.
Well, this card does something, so that means it gets an F.
It's
The
still an F.
average grade for Glorfindel is going to be an F. Next up, another beloved character from Lord of the Rings. This is Legolas, Master Archer. It is 1 and 2 green for a 1/4 legendary creature, Elf Archer. It's got reach. It says whenever you cast a spell that targets Legolas, Master Archer, put a +1/+1 counter on Legolas. And whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you don't control, Legolas deals damage equal to its power to up to 1 target creature. Shane, this is kind of reminiscent of Ivy.
I was gonna kind of say that the whole casting things on them and then getting counters and the ability to kill something or I guess deal damage. That's new, but this one actually cares about itself. So Ivy's a lot less selfish. Ivy doesn't want to counter, or Ivy doesn't want to be targeted. This kind of does want to be targeted. But I guess if there's anything to target, your commander is a good one. Make them bigger, kill stuff. I don't know. It seems okay.
Seems like it would be good in Ivy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This was 100% would be an include in my Ivy deck if I went and added or like updated the list. This is a great one.
I think there's a lot of shitty cards in green.
I'm
do you-
confused as to how you would build this deck.
I'm not sure either.
Mono
You make-
green spell slinging.
I think you make Legolas really big, and then you're kind of like targeting your other stuff. To then this is just like pinging stuff with its power. I don't know.
Mm,
At least it has reach, right?
how many
All right, yeah.
mono green removal spells are there?
Mono green removal. Why do you need
Yeah.
to remove?
You don't need
Well, no, I had an
removal.
idea. No, I know. I said an idea of like
This is the removal.
I know, but I had an idea of like if you targeted somebody else's creature and then you did damage, that's like 2-for-1ing somebody. But if there's not that many, then I guess it wouldn't be.
But Shane just brings up the point that I was alluding to is like you want spells to target Legolas, and then you want spells that aren't going to target your things. So they're going to do bad things whenever they target your opponent's stuff, but they're not going to be kill spells because green doesn't really do a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
And then your Legolas is going to kill their creature anyways. So like how are we building this deck? I literally don't see how this deck exists is my point.
Because Hunter, even if they
You
kind
can
of do
just
need to
do
be
pump
kill
spells.
spells.
Yeah, but then
You're
I'm
gonna
going to pump
your
my
opponent?
opponent's creature so that Legolas doesn't kill it.
Sure. You can. I mean, you can pump someone else's creature that you don't want to kill, and then you can kill something else.
That just seems like a waste.
Doing a thing though.
It's just this is weird.
It is weird. Don't get me wrong.
This is amazing in Ivy. Holy shit.
Let's move on to the grades. I'm actually gonna give Legolas middle of the road. This is a C.
I'm gonna give Legolas a D, man.
Yeah, it's a D.
I'm going to give it a D.
Legolas Master Archer is gonna get an average grade of a D. Next up, Meriadoc Brandybuck. It is 1 and a green for a 2/2 legendary creature halfling citizen. It says whenever one or more halflings you control attack a player, create a food token. Simple, to the point. Mary,
Halfling tribal.
what do you think, David?
No, I don't
You're
think
just
this is good.
What about David's the go-to halfling now?
He's the halfling guy. He did
You're
the
the halfling
halfling
guy.
pre-con, so I'm going to
Yeah.
go with the food to Dave.
Cool.
This makes a token on your turn sometimes. No.
No. It's a bear.
What do you mean sometimes? All he
You
needs
have
to
to be
do is
able to-
attack.
Yeah, you have to be able to attack. I don't know if you know this or not, but most halflings are not very good at attacking. They don't have that, like, power and toughness thing.
They're little.
They might be little, but they are mighty.
Mighty shit.
Ooh. Got him.
Yeah, you just make a food token whenever this or another thing attacks.
Good support, though. Let me tell you.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
bad
it
support.
seems like all the green cards we've talked about so far have been really good for support.
Well, let's move on to the grades, Steven. Meriadoc, what are you giving it?
Giving him a damn old D.
Yeah, Meriadoc is going to be an F for me, Steven.
See, I think it does something. It's a D.
This is an F. It kind of does something sometimes-ish.
I love that sentence.
Meriadoc Brandybuck is going to get the average grade of a D. Here's his best friend, Peregrin Took. It is 2 and a green for a 2/3 legendary creature halfling citizen. It says if one or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus an additional food token are created instead. You can also sacrifice 3 foods to draw a card. Better.
Better,
Right.
but not great.
So if you have a way to make a 1/1, you also make a food. If you can individually make tokens, this guy gets nuts, and you can draw a ton of cards based off of his second ability. So I do actually think this could potentially be pretty powerful, especially with help me out here. What is the artifact creature that makes a food token treasure thing?
Academy Manufacturer.
You love that.
There you go.
I
It's
make
like-
a food. Make a clue. Sorry.
Yeah, you're gonna there are cards that work really well here that you just go absolutely nuts with. Or I mean, I guess in this case it would have to be a support card, but Chatterfang also goes absolutely ballistic with this.
That'd
You
be
make
fun.
a token, you make a food, you make a squirrel, you make a squirrel, you make a food, you make a food, you make a squirrel. I think that's a loop.
Yeah, that
Yep.
seems pretty good.
You feed the squirrels, dude, with the food.
You're feeding squirrels. And then
Oh
you
yeah,
just
this
draw
card
your
was this card was pretty fun to watch. I watch a lot of Commander games on YouTube, and the guys over at the Dankest Dungeon, Brendan from that channel, did a deck on this, and it didn't do much, but it did a lot when it came to the food production and the drawing cards. It was kind of nutty to watch, actually.
Let's move on to the grades. I'm gonna go with a C. Peregrin Took.
Yeah, I'll give it a C.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it a C as well.
I'm gonna give it a C as well.
As well. Peregrin Took. You see average grade of a C. Next up, Quickbeam. Upstart Ent. 4, 2 green for a 5/6 legendary creature Treefolk. It says whenever Quickbeam, Upstart Ent, or another Treefolk enters the battlefield under your control, up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+2 and gain trample until end of turn. More Treefolk Tribal.
I don't think it
I
does
don't know.
enough for me, bud.
I don't know about this one, right, Steven?
Commander wise, bad card bad. Support wise, good card good.
2 creatures give +2/+2, so that's +4 power in total and trample. I mean, you drop this down and you're potentially smacking in for quite a bit of damage. And then also on top of that, it cares about other tree folk. You can flicker this thing somehow, I guess, maybe.
What? Excuse you?
He's trying.
I'm not gonna let
I'll
you
give it
squeeze
to
by
him.
that one real quick.
I mean, you just need other Treefolk to enter to do the same ability. So I think this is not terrible.
I actually don't think this is a bad card at all, to be honest with you. Even if it's just this thing that's dropping, the +2/+2 to 2 different creatures and trample, like, that can be pretty relevant. If I've got 2 4/4s, guess what? I'm pushing in for what? Potentially 12 damage just by casting my commander?
It's also not until end of turn either. So if you throw in 2 Treefolks the same turn, you're getting +4/+4. Just go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or you can just give other creatures +2/+2. But yeah. Trample. That additional trample is really good.
Meh.
I'll believe it when I see it, when you build it, or I don't believe it.
There you go. I'm gonna food chain with this, make an infinite amount of mana, cast my
That
commander
doesn't
an infinite number of times. Give my
dude, you could
things
put
trample plus a million, a million.
Wins
No,
one
no,
game with an infinite
put food
combo, and
chain in
all of a
anything.
sudden,
No, this is the food chain player, dude. Yeah, you're right. Food chain is a good card, Dave.
It
In
is a
any
good
deck.
card.
In any deck.
Well, any deck that's green.
Sure.
Let's move on to the grades. Quickbeam is going to get a C from me.
I'm gonna jump in before the other two people in here talk poorly about this card. I'm gonna give this a C as well.
You talked me up to it. I'll give it a C.
you know what? I don't like you assuming that I was going to give this a bad grade, so I'm going to give it a C.
Look at what you did, Dave. It's reverse psychology.
I know, dude. I got exactly what I wanted out of him. This card sucks.
The average
my
grade for Quickbeam Upstart Ent is going to be a C. And the final green card we're talking about today is Radagast the Brown. It is 2 and 2 green for a 2/5 legendary creature avatar wizard. It says whenever Radagast the Brown or another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top X cards of your library where X is that creature's mana value. You may reveal a creature card that doesn't share a creature type with a creature you control from among those cards and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Non-tribal tribal.
Okay, so
I get the
you're gonna go
card.
ahead and just like chain your creatures together. This is anti-tribal, yes, but you're gonna cast your bear, and then off your bear, you're gonna get a dinosaur that you're gonna then drop, and then you're gonna get a human, and so forth and so on. Like this is card advantage in mono green, which is really good.
What? They can already do that.
I'm not
Good
saying that
card,
they can't.
good.
I'm just saying in a mono color in general, card advantage is normally not the strong suit. This is card advantage stapled onto a commander, and there's nothing more powerful you can be doing in a game than drawing cards.
If you got the tempo, baby. There's a whip potential, Dave.
There is a whip potential with it, yeah. There is.
Thank you.
I mean, I guess there's a whiff potential. I feel like in mono green, especially in a creature-based deck, you're going to be hitting creatures pretty often.
Hey, Hunter, we know your luck, dude. You'll flip over X lands and cry, dude.
I mean, you also, I think, are kind of making the assumption they're going to be casting big things. Like, I could cast a 2-mana creature, and based off that, I'm only going to look at 2 things.
Yep.
That's true. Steven, do you have anything to add?
You know, this card seems fun. I mean, I get the card advantage thing, but I'm not there. I'm not
Where
there.
are you?
I'm at my house.
Me too.
Let's move on to the grades. I like Radagast so much, I'm going to give it a B.
Whoa! I'm giving it a C.
Whoa.
I'm going to give this a C as well.
After trying to talk it up, I think this is actually just a C.
Good try, Dave.
Radagast the Brown is going to get an average grade of a C. And that is going to do it for us today. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. What are you waiting for? Keep up to date with all the cool content we're putting out. And comment down below. Did you agree with our grades? Did you disagree with our grades? Maybe we missed a point that you would like to bring up to us. Comment down below. Let us know. We always love reading all of your comments. Also, in the description, you will find links to our Instagram, our Twitter, and our TikTok. That is at Guys at Magic for each one. Follow us on all those to keep up to date with all the other cool stuff we're doing. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.